Hi, Calista. How you doing? Okay, so all right, let's go ahead and jump right. I just wanted to make sure that there weren't any questions here. So since there's not, we can jump right over to your work. This is a great start, really great start. This is fantastic. I think this setup is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. I think you've done a really great job. I think that in all of your examples of these two are the strongest. I think the last two are not as strong as the first two. However, they're not bad. I think it's a good start. One of the things I want to recommend here is that if you take a look at some areas in the illustrations, and I can zoom into this, and I'm going to do that because I want you to look at her eyebrows. I'm going to zoom in, and you can see those little kind of really pointed corner points on the eyebrows. And these are really angular and they're very geometric. If we take a look at her eyes too, we see corner points where those should be rounded. I mean, the curve of the eye is a perfectly organic curve. And then these shadows up here, see how again they've got points, little corner points. Then right at the best example I can say is right here in this kind of corner point right there, and then this just kind of turns on a corner point like that. And so you're creating these unnecessary corners. Even if in the original image it looks like that, sometimes it's a great idea to step back, take a little bit of artistic license in once you establish your hardline based on the illustration, the underlying illustration, turn the illustration off, take a look and see if there's any areas that need to be adjusted. For example, I would definitely take a little bit of artistic liberty and round those out, even if they are appear in the photograph, because photography has so many variables that are involved that sometimes it's a really good idea in our illustrations to come back and to kind of fine tune things. Okay, and I think a great example here is these corner points used for these shadows, these corner points used for the eye. We can see the same thing here, and I'm going to zoom in even a little bit more over here so you can see. Take a look at the nose. See, those should be more. I mean, nose holes are organic. They're organic curves. So those should be organic. Same thing here. It's a corner point here. These eyes should be perfectly organic curves, not a series of connected corner points. So the Bezier tool allows you to create curves instead of creating curves by by joining straight paths. Okay, it's really important, and it's going to take your illustration to the next level, I promise. Okay, so these two are great. Good start. I think really solid start on these two, and then these two definitely need they just don't have the detail the first two have. So I would recommend just continue working on these. Now, one thing you're going to want to do once you have all of your hardline established is just to start create textures in the hair, and then definitely work on your shadow and highlight areas. And those are, we can see these shadow and highlight areas in this example right here. So my recommendation to all students is to follow this tutorial to establish your hardline, then go down to other additional tutorials and learn how to create these shadow. And I look at the neck area, look at the shadow and highlights, and just beautiful. Take a look at the movement in the clothing created by shadows and highlights, specifically shadows. The creases in the shirt are actually shown here. So these are actually show movement here as depicted by not just hardline, but the addition of shadow and highlight areas. So there's these three great tutorials. And then if you jump over to the week 3 announcement, remember this color announcement, this color, week 3 was on color, but I have these great tutorials here. Here's 2 video tutorials here about regarding shading and coloring techniques in vector illustration. And then here's 6 more right here, and then 2 more additional. So there's 8, 10, 10, 6, 8, 10 videos, tutorials right here to assist you in determining and establishing where the shadow and highlights areas should be placed, as well as how to place them. Try adding eyelashes. Eyelashes are, and I would recommend hardline, black hardline, a thin stroke hardline around the eyes, and also add eyelashes. It's going to increase the contrast associated with the eye area and subsequently increase the visual interest. So in summary, I'd say work on the pen tool. Let's try to eliminate corner points and really get that Bezier, the Bezier curves working with the pen tool. And of course, there are a ton of resources in the course materials. Again, let me just show you another example of what should be a curve. See how this curve is established by creating a series of straight lines? We don't want that. We want that to be a perfectly organic curve right there. So that, again, points to pen tool. So really want to probably consider taking some of the tutorials located in the class resources regarding the Bezier functions of the pen tool. Okay, so again, really fantastic start. At this point, we're just looking at establishing some greater detail to establish depth, dimension, and volume by using shadow highlight areas. And then really want to work on that, on your pen tool skills to eliminate all of the unnecessary corner points and use Bezier curves as opposed to trying to make curves by adjoining straight lines. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. Very, very important stuff here, specifically the pen tool remarks and comments, recommendations. So if you have any questions on that, please let me know. If you need tutorials, if you need clarification, please let me know. It's really super important. All right, Calista, great job. Thanks for sharing it. Again, questions, comments, concerns, I'm right here. Thank you.